Donald Trump rolling out the welcome mat for supporters of Bernie Sanders during his victory speech last night. Here is a taste of that message.
To all of those Bernie Sanders voters who have been left out in the cold by a rigged system of superdelegates, we welcome you with open arms. And by the way, the terrible trade deals that Bernie was so vehemently against, and he's right on that, will be taken care of far better than anyone ever thought possible. And that's what I do.
Let's talk to the Trump team right now. Barry Bennett back with us, Trump campaign senior advisor. Barry, how are you? And good morning to you.
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Why would Sanders supporters vote for Donald Trump?
Well, you know, they've been talking about a lot of the same things, right? You know, government that not only doesn't help people, but actually doesn't seem to care. Trade deals that export jobs, profits that are strangled overseas, government ineptitude. I mean, the heroin problem flooding across the border from Mexico, the vets that don't get taken care of. I mean, it's a very much an anti-Washington kind of message that they both share. The solutions, you know, can be slightly different, more than slightly different.
Yeah, is there evidence?
But the problems are the same.
Yeah, is there evidence that they would vote for Trump?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the latest polls, 40% of them, 40% of the Sanders voters say they won't vote for Hillary. We don't need 40% of them, obviously. You know, 4% would be fantastic. But, you know, I think we can do quite well.
Don't you think some of that changes? Some of it wears off? I mean, it happened for the Republicans and Trump.
Yeah, but in the Trump effort, it was 4 of 4 Republicans. It was the establishment Republicans coming home. Bernie Sanders is not getting the vote of the establishment Democrat. Okay, they're not really Democrats. They were unaffiliated. They're first-time voters. They're first-time donors, and they're just sick of Washington. So it's very different.
You're thinking 40%.
Well, the polls say 40% of them are not going to vote for Hillary. We're not going to get 40% of them. That
what do you think you get?
Oh, you know, 3 or 4% of them is devastating to her.
3 or 4%.
Yeah.
That would do it?
I mean, yeah, talk to Al Gore about 3 or 4%.
True story on that. Last night I heard a few new lines about the hedge fund at the State Department by way of the Clinton Foundation using professional life for personal gain.
Yeah.
I think Republican supporters wanted to hear that, but where was that message in the last week?
Well, you know, the campaign is a long time coming. She just became the nominee last night. We're going to talk about her, the foundation, what she did at State, what she did previously, the ATM that they've created called the Clinton Foundation, all that kind of stuff. We'll be talking about it a lot through the fall.
Well, you were on the call 2 days ago, right? That got a lot of attention?
Yeah.
And Donald Trump was on that call for an hour. Give us your sense of the tone and the direction on that call, because it seems somewhat contentious. Lay it out.
I wouldn't describe it as contentious at all. I mean, there was a lot of downloading of facts that, frankly, a lot of the surrogates had never heard before. You know, 19,000 pages of people who love the class are available online in the public record. You know, the history of the law firm who brought the suit, that the lead plaintiff in the lawsuit, you know, got out of the case, yet the judge kept the trial going. All these kinds of things, which were all new information to a lot of us and very helpful.
It was my understanding after that statement yesterday that he wanted to put that behind him.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is not a campaign issue for sure.
Is not.
I'd much rather talk about Hillary Clinton's record.
Yeah, I'm certain, but that goes back to my question about where was that message over the past week? Was that? I mean, do you consider that a missed opportunity?
Well, you know, I mean, certainly the clock ticked, and we can't turn the clock back, but there's plenty of time left on the clock.
And on that clock, in 5 months, how do you see these two today? Where are they, and where is this election?
I think it's a classic 30-year incumbent defender of Washington and the status quo versus a brand new candidate who's the agent of real change and not a friend of the D.C. establishment.
And that's how...
I love that. I love that positioning.
And does that sell now in 2016?
Oh, more than ever. More than ever.
How come?
Well, because people are tired of Washington that cares a lot more about their own re-election than they do restarting our economy. I mean, our economic policies are pathetic. 38,000 jobs created last month? I mean, that's ridiculous. It's, you know, cash for clunkers, stimulus, 1, 2, Obamacare. We've spent $10 trillion in new debt, and we've gotten nowhere. You know, there are more people in poverty today than ever, more people on food stamps today than ever. Vets aren't getting what they want. My health care, your health care has all gone up in price and not in quality. It's ridiculous. People are angry, and they have a right to be angry.
Barry Bennett, thank you for your time.
No problem.
From the Trump team.